The Western Conference is an absolute gauntlet, headlined by the reigning champion Thunder, but in the Bay Area, the Golden State Warriors have unleashed a clear message. The dynasty is reloading, and the hunt for Banner 7 is immediate. It starts, as always, with Stephen Curry. He's anchoring the offense in sensational form, dropping nearly 30 a night, but this year, the story isn't just about the brilliance of the chef. It's about sustainability and strategy. With new firepower and Steve Kerr evolving the offense, the team has found a new identity around Jonathan Kuminga, now a certified point-of-attack defender. Kuminga's breakout is real, and with the addition of Al Horford has made this a recipe for success. What does this new balance mean for the Warriors' championship aspirations? How do they manage the veteran minutes while elevating their young stars? Here now is the conversation detailing the blueprint, a recent interview with head coach Steve Kerr and Stephen Curry. Here now is the conversation detailing the blueprint, a recent interview with head coach Steve Kerr and Stephen Curry.
Kuminga, you had a really strong performance out there tonight. Just kind of take us through what it was and what kind of steadied you guys throughout the game, because it was a slow start, but then you guys kind of found a way to kind of find a rhythm throughout.
I think early we weren't really disciplined on how we commit some fouls and taking care of the ball. We're a little sloppy first. And I think we spoke about it, and just coming back for the second half, we took care of the ball. We're out there just playing with a good pace.
You're one of four guys on the team with at least 20 points tonight. You know, how valuable is it to get contributions up and down the roster?
It's great. You know, just everybody going out there doing their job and just contribute. And just helping us, you know, get this win. It means, you know, it matters a lot.
32 rebounds in the first 4 games for you. You got 32 rebounds in the first 4 games. How's that side of the ball sort of been working well for you?
I don't even know how to respond to this. I think I'll say just the commitment of just doing it, you know. Just doing it, you know, no matter what. Even if I'm making shots, I'm not making the shot. Not seeing the ball, I'm seeing the ball. Just having that commitment, just going out there, chasing those rebounds, and, you know, whatever they go. You know, those rebounds, you know, some of those, you know, help win games. So just having that mindset, you know, from the beginning, you know, it's something that, you know, I'm trying to have, you know, going throughout the year and just throughout my career, just working on finding those balls and just rebounding and just, you know. And I think I just enjoy doing it, you know.
Kerr actually kind of spoke about that. Steve Kerr, head coach Kerr, spoke about that, saying how when you just want to go out there and do it using your athleticism to get rebounds, to get baskets, to get the ball up the floor, it kind of helps this team, that you found a place in this team so that you can play within, like, your game. What did it take for that to happen? Did it take conversations with the players? Did it take just being out there on the floor for a significant amount of time? What helped you kind of to settle into that place Steve Kerr is talking about?
It's just one of those aspects of my game that I think I just needed to work on and just to improve on. And just going throughout the summer, you know, I sat down, you know, and really thought about what can I add on my game that's not scoring, that's not just playing defense, or, you know, just how can I impact winning. And I think this adding a rebounding mindset, I think, is just a big part of what I just had to go through the summer and just think about it and just, you know, just trying to apply as much as I can. You know, some nights I probably won't grab some, but just having that mindset of just crashing every time, just going out there. Even if I don't get those, you know, my presence will help somebody else grab those rebounds. So I think it's just something I've been thinking about, and, you know, I think I'm doing pretty well so far. And there's just only way to go and just keeping up that same, you know, that same work. Why you came here? All right, guys.
Who wants to start? Steve, Steph was just talking about it, but what does it do for the group when you're getting so many contributions up and down the roster from everybody in the group?
It gives everybody confidence, and it also gives everyone kind of a stake, in what we're trying to do. And it's my favorite thing is when we can get 10, 12 guys contributing to a win. Every night's different, but when everybody feels really engaged and important, there's a spirit that's captured within the team. And I think this group has a real chance to do that. We've got such good guys, and we've got so much depth, so many people who can play. So this was a great example of that tonight.
Coach, as the game went on, the turnovers got better and the defensive presence got better on the side of the Warriors. But what was going on in that first half that kind of where there was some drop-off before everything kind of started to take off?
We didn't connect the game very well. They were controlling the game with their pace, and we needed to get the tempo under control by taking care of the ball and taking our time in possession, getting the ball to Jimmy, letting him make a play, get to the foul line, all that kind of stuff. So I thought we connected the game in the second half. Our offense helped our defense and vice versa, and we really put together a good half.
Steve, you mentioned before the game that you could feel that Brandon was pressing those first 3 games. What did you feel from him tonight, and when can you tell early in the game that he's more in the flow of things?
Well, I mean, it helped that he knocked down the first shot of the game, and but he just looked like the guy we saw all training camp and all last year, or the second half of last year once he got it going. And so, yeah, it's a great night for Brandon. He and Moses knocking down 10 threes combined. That was really impressive and fun to watch. And we feel like we've got a lot of weapons, a lot of depth. I mean, you guys haven't even asked me about JK at 25 and 10 boards, 4 assists. I thought he was fantastic. So a lot of guys really played well tonight.
32 rebounds for Kuminga in 4 games. How important is that?
JK has been fantastic. It just feels like he's found his spot with this group. Playing with Jimmy and Dre on the front line, and we just feel like he's the way he's rebounding, the way he's attacking the rim. That's what makes him special, like his athleticism, his force, and when he's playing to that talent, to that ability, it changes our team and it changes his game. So he's been great.
Steve, Moses had those back-to-back threes there, kind of, I think, a little less than 5 minutes left in the third. Then Steph had one a couple possessions later. But how much did that stretch sort of to extend the lead and keep pushing there matter?
Yeah, I thought that was a key stretch, 36-24 in the third period. So winning that quarter and extending our lead and then Moses, throughout the second half, knocking down shot after shot. It was great. We finally created some separation and kept the lead.
Brandon, Moses, and JK obviously all 20-plus points apiece today. Just how significant is it to see your youth all play well at the same time?
Yeah,
in front of
it's
the back-to-back?
exciting. It's exciting, and we've seen it in spurts. Probably haven't seen that happen. All 3 of those guys in the 20s. I'm guessing that's the first time that's happened. But it's huge. But it's a reminder that these young guys are putting in the work and getting better every year. And it's we always say progress isn't linear necessarily, but you think about all the ups and downs that all 3 of those guys have had over the last at least couple years, in JK and Moses' case, really 4 years. That's impressive that they've stayed with it and continued to fight, and they're now playing at a really high level together. It's very exciting.
Steve, did you think that you'd still be able to watch the World Series after your game ended?
I didn't anticipate the game would still be going on, so I am excited to wrap this up and head
Yeah,
down.
last thing though, but actually seriously, Ohtani, I mean, do you see similarities in the way that he shines in the big moments, the way Steph does? I mean, are there any parallels there? I mean, do you love watching that guy play baseball?
I hadn't made that connection, between those two athletes, but yeah, there's certain guys who seem to step up in the moment, and yeah, they both qualify, obviously. All right, thanks.
Hey, Steph, this is one of those nights where there were 4 20-point scorers, and one of them wasn't you. And that's not a knock on you. That's sort of the flow of the offense and what you're getting from the guys around you. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's just that's how our offense is kind of designed, over the course of 82. How certain teams defend, and if we're able to move the ball, take care of it. We had a little rough patch in the first half, but for the most part, especially in that third quarter, when we take care of the ball, we create good shots. Everybody's capable of finishing plays. Knowing how I can be an off-ball threat, create some chaos. We got to the line, guys knocked them down. Mo came in, huge energy for us. So that's how you get through a regular season, just the unpredictability, but the confidence that, everybody can step up.
I guess in that vein, I mean, you mentioned it, but it's, big night from Pajemski, big night from Kuminga and Moody. How important is just like that, younger layer of the roster on certain nights this season, doing what they did tonight?
It's huge. Like, it's you got me, Draymond, Jimmy, trying to be the anchors, but when you have J.K. playing the way he has to start the year, BP starting to, figure out his spots and his confidence and keeping, it simple. Now that you got Mo back, you got another guy that can space the floor, knock down shots. Will coming in, changing the game defensively for us, cutting off the ball. Like, everybody has value, and we need everybody to contribute on a night-to-night basis. And if it's not your night, stat-wise, like whether you play 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, come with the right energy, because we feed off of that.
Steph, following up on what you're saying, any win is important, especially early in the year to get momentum. But when you're getting the wins, when everybody does do it, does it do something differently for the locker room in those moments that you have top to bottom, everybody giving you something?
Yeah, you want to have moments where guys feel good. I think, let's keep it real, it's a human nature. Sacrifice and selflessness are great, and every team needs to have that. But to your point, you want to have moments where different guys shine, where it's not forced either. Like, there should be a natural energy where everybody comes out and, like I said, does the little things, comes with the right energy on the court. And over the course of the season, everybody will be rewarded with the spotlight, where it looks good on the stat sheet. But to your point, we'll be able to win through that process as well. So you got to talk it, you got to live it, and believe that over the course of 82, everybody's going to, prove their value on our team.
Steph, just curious, kind of a follow-up to what Slater just asked. When it comes to the 25, 23, 20 between the three guys, that Moses, Kuminga, and, of course, Pajemski tonight, is that how you sustain success throughout the season, given the age of, the age difference in the team, but then how you sustain being able to stay out there and win throughout the season?
Yeah, I mean, especially just, again, how we play. There's not a lot of ISO ball in our offense, and so you have to have guys that have confidence that if, possession says it's your turn to finish, that, they're able to, make plays. There will be games when, all of the unks are out, and they're going to have to step up. So you want to be able to fill that gas tank as well. So it is huge.
So you are unks now? Is that how you guys are being referred to in the locker room?
I'll lean into it for right now.
Steph, specifically, what did you see out of Brandon offensively tonight compared to the first 3 games? It seemed like from that first 3 on, you guys just want him to be in the flow of the game more.
I think for him, it's just keeping the game simple. There are certain teams, or I guess defenses, that have given us as a team problems. All those like switch 5 type teams and stuff like that.
where there aren't as clear driving lanes and athleticism all over the court. Those type of games, and there was much like tonight where you have to just keep the game simple. If you have a shot, cool, shoot it, have confidence. If not, get off of it quick. It's going to come back to you. There were plenty of, I think, possessions where either somebody else started with the ball, he got it, got off of it, it came back to him. At the end of the possession, you're able to finish. So, like, those are the ways that you make the game easy for yourself, and trusting that the ball has energy and it'll find the right guy.
What was your view on that Draymond sequence, and did you feel like that in some ways kind of ignited the crowd third quarter?
Yeah, I know. Like, there's always, I don't think he did anything malicious, and it was just one of those, he's behind the play, and they made a ruling. But 2 free throws missed, got the crowd into it. He started talking, and we had one of those loose ball possessions, and everybody diving on the floor. Mo, getting foul, shooting a 3. I think that's the sequence. But just to your point, those are moments you protect your home court. The crowd getting into it, us feeding off of that, getting the stop, and turning that into, true momentum and creating that separation where now you look up and it's 17, 20 or whatever it was, and you have that cushion.
Steph, along those lines, I mean, that during that stretch in the third, Moses had back-to-back threes, and then 2 possessions later you had that big 3. I mean, that sort of part of that sequence where it just really took off and important stretch for you guys.
Yeah, all that started with our defense, though. We held them to 24, second and third, and then you take care of the ball on the other side. Over the course of time, you wear on a team that way because there's nothing easy on the offensive end. In Portland, it was the exact opposite. As soon as we got close, we had a couple turnovers that led to transition threes. On the road, they knock them down. Their crowd gets into it. You give them momentum. You give them easy possessions. You're not allowed to set your defense. Those are, parts of games where it's really hard to win, especially with where the league is right now, with the amount of athleticism, talent, speed all over the floor. So Coach calls it connecting the game, and we did that pretty well tonight.
You guys played tonight. You played a couple exotic lineups. I think at least one with Guy at center. And we saw earlier this year you played with 2 bigs. How would you just describe the different ways you can attack teams?
Is that because he's Brazilian?
Intriguing lineups, unconventional lineups.
What was the question?
How would you describe the different ways that you can attack teams, given the lineup breakdowns?
I think, like, from the Denver game where it was a lineup that we hadn't seen in training camp at all, and we put it out there down the stretch, to the lineup you're talking about, that's a very, Steve Kerr kind of way of getting through a season where you're trying to just find energy in the right moments of a game. I think guys are used to it at this point where, you have to be ready at all times, and it helps because our offense isn't really predicated on positional, like, spots as much as, like, concepts and patterns and whatnot, so people can fill in pretty seamlessly. Guy hit a 3, right when he came in, so those are helpful moments where you can stay afloat regardless of the combinations that are out there.